Hi, I'm Daniel Gold, and welcome to another episode of the Gold Standard Leadership Lab. By day, I'm a partner at a leading advisory firm where I draw upon my background as an attorney to help clients succeed. This podcast, though, is my personal project, completely separate and apart from my day job, yet driven by the same passion that I bring to everything that I do: teaching, mentoring, and sharing simple, impactful lessons that you could put into action. It is my hope that you'll walk away with practical takeaways to help you on your leadership journey. Thanks for being a part of the community and for joining me in the Leadership Lab. Let's get started. And let's be clear from the start. Today's podcast isn't about a participation trophy or vague praise that sounds good but lacks substance. This is about something real. Something often overlooked by busy leaders who are too focused on metrics, scale, and growth. This is about kindness. And it is time that we stop treating kindness as an afterthought. Kindness is not a weakness. Kindness is not optional, and kindness is not a luxury that is reserved just for those low-stakes moments. I believe that kindness is quite literally a strategic tool as a leader. And the best leaders that I've known didn't need to bark orders or flash their title to command respect. They cared deeply, visibly, deliberately, and consistently, and that care showed up in small, specific moments, not the big ones. It showed up in how they listened, and they took time, and how they treated people when nobody else was watching. And that is what created real loyalty to those leaders. And I know because I have had leaders like that, and I was loyal to them. And that is what builds teams that perform at a high level without burning out. And, when kindness is absent on a team, it rarely looks like a crisis at first. The team members may appear as if they may be disengaged. And it looks like maybe that they're doing the bare minimum. But what's worse is that leaders who do not mindfully apply kindness as a daily practice overlook that their team is quietly walking out the door. You may not have weak performers on your team, but what you may have are exhausted ones who feel undervalued and invisible. And here's the thing, the remedy of all this is rather easy. Kindness reconnects people with your company's core purpose. It reminds them that what they do matters and that who they are matters even more. Now, every team may potentially have objectives and key results, or OKRs as we've talked about before, and KPIs, key performance indicators, but high-performing teams also have emotional KPIs. It is a real thing. Emotional KPIs measure how it feels to show up, whether people feel heard, and whether they feel like they belong. You cannot create sustained performance if your team is quietly quitting behind a smiling Zoom screen. So let's break down a very common myth. Kindness is not the same as being agreeable or avoiding conflict. It's really important. Kindness, genuine kindness, isn't even passive. It's not about making everyone feel comfortable. That's not the point. And it is certainly not about dodging accountability or watering down standards. Actually, everybody should be choosing accountability. Kindness is something that is active if done correctly. It's showing up for someone when it's inconvenient. It's offering a compliment that's earned, not generic, and it's asking someone how they are doing and staying long enough to actively listen to their answer. The leaders that I have looked up to most in my professional career led with kindness, not because they are soft, but because they understood something very important, and that kindness matters, and people are what drive performance. Those leaders that I looked up to chose grace under pressure. They celebrate wins without waiting for permission, and they treat moments of connection as leadership leverage. But I want to be real. Here's a really hard truth. If your team only hears from you when something is broken, then you are not leading. You are just managing compliance. I want to say that again. If your team only hears from you when something is broken, then you are not leading them. You are managing compliance. If people on your team feel most seen when they fail, well, then guess what? You're not building trust. You are actually feeding fear. I want you to soak that in for a moment. When leaders practice intentional, mindful kindness, everything shifts. People do their best work. Why? Because they actually want to, not because they have to. They care more because they feel cared for. They give more energy because they feel like they're building something with you, not just working for you. The best part about what I'm talking about here is that it is a zero-cost solution that does not require multiple committees or political capital to get this thing approved. You don't need a new policy or a flashy culture initiative to make this happen. You just need to notice, acknowledge, and make it personal. A sincere thank you, a well-placed compliment, a check-in that says, I see you. These are the small moments that may feel minor to you, but they're rarely small to the person on your team that is receiving them. And let's also not pretend that perks and paychecks are enough. Okay? Perks like paychecks and healthcare, those are table stakes. What people really want is to feel like their work has meaning, that someone notices when they go above and beyond, that their contribution counts for more than just a line item on a spreadsheet. When they don't feel that, it means that kindness is missing, trust erodes, morale drops, and burnout just creeps right in, because no amount of performance coaching can fix a broken sense of belonging. Now, similarly, if you ignore employee feedback surveys and you treat quote-unquote people problems as soft issues, you will find yourself without a team worth leading. Disconnection is incredibly expensive. And the free antidote to all of this is kindness, which is how you avoid the cost. So let's make this real. Here are 3 simple, high-impact actions you can take today, not next quarter, to start leading with kindness. And here it is. Number 1, celebrate the win, even the small one. Recognition doesn't require a slide deck or a ceremony. It can be as quick as an email, a Slack message, or a moment in a one-on-one. When someone goes the extra mile, acknowledge it. Say thank you. Name the behavior you want more of. Because here's the thing, recognition compounds itself. The more people feel seen, the more they show up with purpose. Now, number 2, ask one personal question a week. No scripts, no HR checklist. Don't pre-plan this thing out with the rest of your leadership team. Just call somebody. Ask how they are feeling. What is exciting them right now? What is weighing them down right now? And then stop talking and just listen. Not to fix a problem or an issue they may be having or to move on. Just to understand. Just be there. This is your team. Because people are not productivity tools. They are human beings. And listening proves that you see them that way. Finally, number 3, choose grace, please, before judgment. When someone misses a deadline or drops the ball, don't default to criticism. Ask them what happened. Assume good intent first. Curiosity creates safety. Safety creates trust, and trust is what keeps high performers engaged, even in hard seasons. Kindness, my friends, drives loyalty that compensation alone will never be able to buy. It builds commitments that survives a tough quarter and inspires teams to show up on the hardest teams with their best effort. Remember, you're not just managing tasks. You are responsible for leading people. And people want to be led by someone who brings energy, not exhaustion. Create clarity, not chaos. And please, have grace, not ego. Because in the end, kindness is not a soft skill. It is what I believe to be the secret leadership superpower. Okay, so look, here's your move. Pick one moment today to show someone they matter. And then do it again tomorrow. Because again, when kindness becomes the norm and not the exception, something magical happens. Your culture starts to change. People will start to change, and the results, yes, they will get better. This is not optional, because as a leader, this is the work. And remember, leadership isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Take this lesson, put it into action, and continue setting the gold standard in your own life and at work. See you next time.